Anyway, all
Yeah,
right.
let's move on to the
How do we
next one. I
transition
think
from
we
that?
go to the next one. Baltimore,
Okay.
Baltimore, and
And Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Whew.
All right. Well, Buffalo, they should have just went with their rookie. I have no idea why they are so stuck on Nate Peterman.
They're the worst team in the NFL.
I have no idea why they traded the quarterback that got them to the playoffs. Why
Because
would
they're
you do
Buffalo.
that?
They're Buffalo. Like that's
I don't understand why you need another quarterback if you got a quarterback who made you get you to the playoffs. Oh, we don't like this guy. We
they
don't want
don't they
to.
don't know how
Why?
to they don't know how to handle success. Obviously.
That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a young quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. He's 25.
I don't think he's that young, but
Tyrod
I don't
Taylor.
think he's old. I think he's a little older than that now.
Uh,
Um, but I think he's closer to 30. But because he was with Baltimore first, and then he was with Buffalo for a few years.
he's for 89, so that makes him 29. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
But still, I would still run with them. Like if
yeah.
I
It
have
didn't make
success with a
sense.
quarterback,
It didn't make
I'm
sense
not,
to
I'm
do
not
it.
giving them up for what? There's no reason for me to.
Right, right. Even if you drafting a guy, even if you're gonna draft a guy like they did, you still keep him. Like shit. Cleveland got the right idea. They went and got Tyrod Taylor because they knew that they would like they want a veteran guy like that. You know what I mean? Even if you're gonna go with Baker Mayfield eventually, you want a guy like that around. To at least help you out. But Buffalo was stupid. Like that. Like I don't know what. Yeah, it was just stupid. They're a dumb team, and that's why they got killed like 40-3, whatever the final score was, something like that.
47-3, and,
47-3.
and they're just going to suck. The Jets are going to take their spot. They had their spot. They had their spot. Right in the AFC East, they had their spot, and the Jets are going to take that spot. The
Yep.
Jets, I'm saying the Jets are going to win 10 games this year.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
I think they have a shot at it. I mean, I try not to get too high after after game one because I know Detroit might be also one of the worst teams. They'll probably be a little bit better than Buffalo just because they have Matt Stafford, but I think yeah, I think Buffalo Detroit looks like they're gonna be like the two worst teams. Um, I mean, again, it's week one, but I can confidently say about Buffalo. I can pretty much confidently say that about Detroit too, to be honest. But because because Matt Patricia doesn't seem like he's like I mean like we were talking about earlier, the team hates him. I heard that he wasn't a good candidate to start with, and and not to mention that he already has some questionable off the field stuff that happened that they was talking about during the offseason that I can't even remember what it was right now. But so he got off on the wrong foot already, and I don't know. That just doesn't seem like that's gonna work for long. But no, they'll probably stick with him. They'll probably stick with him for like 5 years because they're Detroit.
And let's go on to speaking of bad choices at coaching. Let's go to Oakland.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
you,
For a second I thought that game was gonna be competitive. They were winning for a little while. When I went to sleep, they were winning. And I was maybe it'll be close, but yeah. Then woke up and Rams just destroyed them. They had the same score. They still had 13 points. They were stuck on 13. Anything?
yeah, yeah, well, I was waiting for you,
Yeah,
but
I'm done. I don't have much to say about it.
when you're done, you have to ring a bell. Yeah, I just don't get why John Gruden actually asked a question. He was like, I don't know why we can't get to the quarterback because you trade your best fucking player
Did he
away.
say
That's why you
that?
can't get. Yes.
Okay, now that's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened to our to our defense. I was like, you traded away your
He
best player.
really said that.
Yeah, he said we're not getting to the quarterback. I'm like, well, yeah,
Yeah, I
you
mean
had it.
that's what
Had it.
happens when you get rid of your best player. I mean, no, that's stupid. Like it's one thing to it's one thing to do that, and then another thing to wonder why you're not successful while you defense. Like that's stupid. You know why you can't get to the quarterback. You know why.
If I,
You know what you were getting
and,
into when you made the trade.
and like he got rid of all their receivers. If I'm Derek Carr,
Oh no, they
Yeah,
still got Jordy. Well, they got Jordy Nelson. They still got what's his face? What's the guy's name? They lost Crabtree.
they just signed Martavius Bryant.
But they cut him. He's about to
They
get.
just resigned.
Oh, they resigned him.
Yes,
So I guess that means he's not going to get suspended.
he's gonna get suspended. Yeah, he gets.
Or maybe he's not going to get suspended for as long as they thought. Maybe I don't know. Because they suspended him because of. I mean, they cut him because of the. Because what did he do anyway? What was it?
Weed.
Uh,
Weed.
I guess that's a Pittsburgh Steelers thing.
To be perfectly honest, the NFL should just do the same thing the NBA does.
Who cares about weed? Yeah.
Nobody cares about weed. Why are you guys missing games because of weed? Nobody cares.
Right.
Most of the NBA doesn't care if you smoke weed.
Right.
So like you know what I'm saying. So the players aren't in the paper. You know it just makes more sense.
Right.
If they get caught smoking weed, nobody cares because
Right.
guess what? It's not illegal in the NBA.
Right.
But in NFL, the guys are always in the paper for weed, and they get suspended because it's illegal in the NFL.
Right. Yeah.
So all you get is
doesn't make
negative
sense.
comment.
Yeah. They need to just like end that. Like just forget about that. Yeah, I didn't know that they had re-signed him though. Okay, that's okay. Good for him. So yeah, they got Martavius Bryant. They got I can't remember that guy's name. Amari Cooper and Jordy Nelson. So I think they got a pretty good receiving core. They got to work on the defense. Obviously, you know, you get rid of your best player. You got to build on it. You know, there's nothing really they can do this year. They're just gonna have to eat that this year. And they got 2 draft picks next year, 2 first round picks the next 2 seasons. So they can get the best. I mean, they're gonna suck. And like I said, me personally, I think the Bears aren't gonna be a playoff team. So they could have 2 top 10 first round picks this season, in the off season. So they can get the best defensive, two of the best defensive players out there that's available when their time comes. So. But until then, they're gonna have to just sit there and deal with the fact that they can't stop nobody. So, you know, it's gonna be a process for them.
Who they play?
Who did they play? The Rams. So they played basically a juggernaut offense anyway. A team that got weapons on both sides of the ball. So they, you know, nobody's really surprised that happened. Who else?
Your team,
the
49ers.
Okay, we'll talk about 49ers. Yeah, and hey, didn't I say this guy got interception issues? But I also see the great plays that he can make too. Like he made some nice throws, but overall Minnesota's defense is just better. Like their defense is just crazy.
They have a top 3 defense in the league. You know, he was playing
They
with
might have a top 1 defense. Them in Jacksonville, it's a tie. It's a 1-1A situation with them in Jacksonville. Like they're the best 2 defenses, and I don't know which one is better.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like he was playing without his right tackle. I think they had somebody who never played right tackle before. Mm. So he was always in the run. Wasn't one of your wide receivers out?
Wide receivers? I don't. Oh, Goodwin got hurt during the game, and he's our deep threat.
Yeah, so like you got Pettis.
Pettis caught a touchdown pass. He looked pretty good.
Yeah,
he made 2 big plays.
He's relatively young. So you know,
they dropped 2 touchdown passes.
Pierre
Garçon dropped one. And the tight end, who had a good game, I can't remember the guy's name. He had a good game, but he dropped a touchdown pass. Well, he dropped a deep pass that could have put them in position to score. And Garoppolo also overthrew him later on in that game too, in the end zone. He overthrew him. I don't know if it was 3rd or 4th down, but he overthrew him, and then they got nothing out of that. And then they had a chance at the end to have a game tying drive, and he threw an interception like immediately. So. You know, he's got to work on those picks. I hope that's something that doesn't, you know, like haunt him his whole career. But that's something they got to work on. He's got too many.
It won't matter if it haunts him his whole career. I mean, like if you have a bunch of interceptions in the next couple of years, you're just gonna fucking cut him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not better with him, you're just gonna cut him.
Yeah.
just cut bait and go with somebody else. I mean, it's way too early to tell. Plus, he played a really good defense, so it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah. My Minnesota's defense was definitely all over him. I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, it was easy. Yeah, it's easy to make mistakes against that defense, but I think that is an issue with him, and we got to remember that he hasn't. I mean, it's easy to praise him after going 7-0 to start his career. It's also you got to remember that he's only started 7 games, and and he still has and now he's gonna play a full season of meaningful games. So now we gotta see. Now we're gonna really see what he's made of. And now, and not only that, but teams have tape on him. So we're gonna see, what he really is. And again, we're still as a team, we're still rebuilding. I think we have enough offensive weapons to be competitive. I just don't think we're good enough to be a playoff team or anything like that. He's I think our defense. I like our defense. I think our defense look good. And again, it's hard to get too high or too low on week one. It's just, nobody like week one is like preseason now because nobody plays their guys. Like nobody plays their guys in preseason. So there was a lot of sluggish games. Like the Panthers and Dallas looked bad. Eagles and Atlanta didn't look very good. Giants, Jaguars, even though I kind of enjoyed the game, they didn't really look great either. You know what I mean? It's a lot of, like the Patriots Texans game was all right. Like that definitely looked like both teams was ready to play. Whatever. Deshaun Watson struggled in the first half. He played a lot better in the second half, but he struggled big time in the first half in that game. But the Patriots beat them 27-20, and like. I mean I don't know how they do it with these nobody receivers, but they just do. Like New England it's just New England. They just do what they do. You know what I mean? So it's not even a whole lot to say about that game. But I do want to talk about Steelers Browns that we haven't talked about yet.
a fucking tie.
Yeah.
They really do need to go with the college rules. They really do need to go with the college rules where you keep playing until someone scores something.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? I love the college rule where okay, now if you don't score, we'll put you on a 30.
I like it. I like it for college though. I don't know if I like that.
I
For
like it for the
NFL.
NFL. I like it. I like the fact that there's no ties. Just get rid
Yeah,
of that shit.
yeah, I don't want
fucking
ties
hate that.
either. I think okay, maybe you could do that after you play a whole play
Yeah,
overtime.
after you
Maybe
do, yeah, after you do that,
maybe
yeah.
we can do that.
So there's no ties. So there's definitely a winner. So
But
whoever, you get 4 shots at the end zone from the 30. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's not fair because if whoever gets the first shot, then they're going to score a touchdown or they're going to get kick the ball, and this game's going to be over.
yeah, I don't know.
But you know what I'm saying? Like if that person kicks the ball and gets a field goal, then the other person gets the ball and they kick it field
Touchdown,
goal.
whatever. Yeah, I
Then they
don't know.
kick. It'll be funny as hell if we went to like 50 field goals.
Yeah, see, it's hard. Like that's what like, and I don't even know if the NFLPA will let the league do that because they already get on the league about. That's one thing that the Players Association does kind of win is when it comes to player safety and extending the games and stuff like that. They kind of win that battle for now, at least for now. Like because the league wants to make it wants to get rid of preseason games, and the NFLPA is like no. You can get rid of preseason games, but you're not going to add regular season games. So that's one thing that the PA does win when it comes to extending the game and player safety and stuff like that. So I don't know if the NFLPA is going to want that. So I mean, I hate ties. It doesn't really ruin anything though. Like you don't think about that much. I mean, it sucks at that time, but then and it does suck when you look at the standings and you see that tie there. It does, but in the end, it's just like whatever. It's not. I don't like. I just don't like it. And I want there to be another solution. I want there to be no ties. I just don't know how to do it. I do like the college
College.
rule, but I like it for college. I like it for college. I don't.
You don't watch college. So
But
how you like it
I
for
mean,
college? You don't watch.
I think it fits the college game more than the NFL because it almost seems kind of gimmicky when you start say put them right here to score. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of gimmicky to me. So I don't think pro leagues should be gimmicky at all. You know what I mean? I just don't agree with that. Like for college or for amateur sports or whatever, fine. But for the pro leagues, I don't agree with making putting gimmicky rules in. So that's just how I look at that. But yeah, I mean, as far as the game itself, yeah, like Cleveland's definitely going to be competitive. And Pittsburgh plays to the level of the competition anyway. No matter how good they are, they always play to the level of the competition. Um, they got some in-house issues with the Le'Veon Bell situation. So
Well, yeah, with the Le'Veon Bell situation, the guy that they had running for him did a Le'Veon Bell impression. You know what I'm saying? Like he had like 50 some odd yards catching. He had 100 some odd yards
and two
running,
touchdowns.
two touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if Le'Veon Bell would have did better in that situation, but I see a lot of commentators coming down on him. Oh, he's such a distraction. It's like no, he wants his money.
Right.
He wants his money.
Right.
So like what? I don't care if I'm a distraction. If I want my money, people are just like, oh, he should have been in the locker room. I was like, how about you pay for? How about you
Right. You
play
give
for
him the
less?
money.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like he wants his money. So yeah. So of course he's going to like. Why don't Pittsburgh fucking pay him? That's it.
Now, well, here's the thing. They had already agreed about a month ago that they weren't going to pay him and that this is going to be his last year in Pittsburgh. That's the report I heard. So it's like, all right, well, why should he put all his, why should he risk getting hurt or whatever, and when he's waiting for a new contract for another team, and carry the ball 350 times like he did last year, and they just use him up. You know what I mean? Why should he do that for this team when they don't want to pay him what he deserves? If you don't want to pay him, and that's fine. I don't disagree with Pittsburgh not wanting to pay him. I really don't, because their organization is so good that they find another guy. This guy looked great. The guy who that came in for him looked great. So I understand why they don't want to pay him, but why should he, from his standpoint, why should he just be a company guy when they're gonna run him? Like you said, last year he carried the ball 300, almost 350 times. Why should they get that out of him and then he be useless to the next team when he's trying to get another contract? He's doing exactly what he should do in this situation. He's leaving Pittsburgh. So why give your all to this team? Now, granted, I do think Pittsburgh has a shot to win a Super Bowl this year, and so that's one reason to do it.
So that's the only reason you do it.
Right. So
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when you got a team together that with this guy you have a chance to win a Super Bowl, you fucking pay him. That's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to give him a long-term deal. You can give him a 1-year deal.
Right. So, well, see the problem is he wants a long term deal. That's part of the problem. He wants a long term deal.
Like I'll give him a 2-year deal, and then I'll fucking cut him. What are those contracts worth? Nothing.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he wants that. He's not agreeing to that. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, they probably would be happy to give him that, but I don't think but he's not taking that. He wants a long term contract, and I don't blame him. As a running back, he wants a lot of guaranteed money. Pittsburgh offered him like a 3-year deal with almost no guaranteed money. Like, that's a slap in the face. So that's not how you treat your guys. You know what I mean? Like, but Pittsburgh, that's how they do it. Most kids, they paid Antonio Brown, but they usually don't do that. Like, they don't. Like, I was surprised they paid him. You know what I mean? Like, they don't pay their guys. Like, and by the way, the other receiver I was trying to remember was Emmanuel Sanders for Denver. He was the other guy. I was like, it was another guy, but like, yeah, they usually let their receivers go. I mean, Antonio Brown is special, so I guess they said, well, he will keep him, and Ben Roethlisberger probably vouched for him anyway, so that's probably what it was. If Ben Roethlisberger vouches for no one, he certainly don't vouch for his coaches. So like, yeah, I don't know. Like, back to the game itself, we still keep getting away from the game. Yeah, they Cleveland. I thought Cleveland looked good. The corner that they drafted high had 2 picks on Ben Roethlisberger. So I personally thought they should have went for the pass rusher that Denver got. But hey, if this guy keeps playing like that, and then plus they already got the other guy they drafted last year at pass rusher. So they building it from all around. So I do like Cleveland's team on paper. Josh Gordon came in there later on and got a touchdown. Um, they got receivers. They got a nice tandem running game. I like Cleveland's team. It's just a matter of can they overcome their past and Hugh Jackson the right guy. Hugh Jackson's probably gonna get fired. The only way Hugh Jackson saves his job this year is if they do make the playoffs and they win at least a playoff game. Because I think even if they make the playoffs and they get put out, he's probably gonna get fired because he's just not their guy. He's not the guy that the new GM. The new GM's gonna want to hire his guy. So unless Hugh Jackson has a monster year, this is his last year probably. So. And not to mention that Baker Mayfield, Hugh Jackson doesn't really want to start Baker Mayfield, but he's gonna start eventually. Like they drafted him number 1, he's gonna start. So
he's more. That's the thing about coaches that are coaching for their jobs. They're gonna play. They're not gonna play the rookie. They're gonna play somebody who's gonna win games for them. They don't know the rookie. They don't know what they have when they have a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why. That's why when you're a coach, that's why I don't really disagree with what they did with John Gruden by giving him a 10-year deal. But when you have a coach, you got to give him some leeway it's because then they start making stupid mistakes.
Right. They start doing stuff that's uncharacteristic to save their job as opposed to what's best for the team. Instead of long-term winning. They're just trying to save
what I'm saying? Like
that's why, and that's a big reason why he wants Tyrod Taylor to start because he knows he can win games now with Tyrod Taylor. Now, if it was a situation where he just got a new contract, he just got hired there, then he probably would have started Baker Mayfield, or even if he didn't start him, Tyrod Taylor probably would only start the first few games. But I think he wants to start Tyrod Taylor as long as he can start him to win games. So, but I think eventually GM's gonna step in and say, it's time for you to start Baker Mayfield. Probably no later than week 5. I'm thinking.
Yeah, no later than week 5. That's what I'm thinking. They have to go with him at some point. He's going to be their franchise quarterback. He looked really good in preseason, and Cleveland fans want to see him. So if Cleveland fans want to see the motherfucker, I'm sorry, I shouldn't go with motherfucker.
Do what you want. This is our show.
If Cleveland wants to see him, let him go out there. Maybe you win a bunch of games with him. But I think that they made the right choice by getting him. Even though I haven't seen him in a real game, I've only seen him in his preseason.
I still would have took Darnold. And I'm not even saying that after one game. I'm just saying I always thought they should have just took Darnold. But I guess that's all the important games. I guess we could talk about the Serena thing before we wrap this up. So yeah, she blacked out on the. I ain't gonna say she blacked out, but she they penalized her at the U.S. Open for supposedly getting coached when she wasn't supposed to get coached, which I didn't even know was a thing. But
to be perfectly honest, she was playing against Naomi Osaka. It's a young girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Haitian.
She's from Japan. Her father's Haitian. And her father looks like the most Haitian dude I've ever seen in my life. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just look at him and just say, "Ça passe."
Okay.
But her mother is Japanese. She looks like she's Americanized, kind of. But, I think she was raised in Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah, she looked up to Serena Williams. She was getting coached from the side. But if she didn't look up, which she didn't look up, the coach was he was in the stands. He was like in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So the line ref saw him and said, "Oh, you're getting coached," and Serena got pissed off. So apparently he's done this before. He's done this with Rafael Nadal. He's done this with Djokovic. He's done this with a lot of guys, and they all hate him. They all curse him out.
Mm-hmm.
So he deducted her. He penalized her for receiving coaching. And she's just like, "Wait, are you calling me a cheater? I didn't cheat. I was like, I didn't do anything wrong." And then he gave him another point for her yelling, but he's never done that before. There's other guys who have done similar things who have yelled at him in the past. He never deducted points, but he did to her. And then, so that's 2 points right there. And then when she slammed her racket, that's 3 points. That's the first time he's ever done that too.
Yeah. Yeah, with
So
no
that's how
warning. Yeah.
no warning. They she didn't give her any warnings. He just deducted points.
Okay.
So he just went straight to the points with her.
Mm.
He's never done this before, and the crowd turned on Naomi Osaka, which they should. Is not
And
her
that's not her
fault.
fault. Yeah, that's not right. That's the part I didn't like. Like, it's not her
And
fault.
so she started crying, even though she was beating Serena. She
I was
was the
gonna
one
say,
that
I was
had.
gonna say she would have won. Serena was off. Serena was off. Serena probably wasn't gonna win. And now, granted, I didn't watch the whole match. I saw bits and pieces, and I saw the situation that happened. But I also know, see, and before hearing some of the stuff you told me, I was kind of thinking Serena was somewhat in the wrong because I know how she can get sometimes when she's losing. She gets frustrated. Sometimes she does kind of attack the refs, and sometimes she does kind of do this. Like, this is not her first time doing this. So I was kind of thinking that this is what it was. I'm like, here she go. Sometimes she gets like this. So I was just like, all right. She went like I think I think she did go far, a little far when she called him a thief. Like saying he stole a point from her is one thing. Then she was like, "You're a thief." Like, although I thought it was funny, I thought it was, I don't blame him for taking. I think that's what made them take the last point because she called him a thief. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
To be perfectly honest, he's been called worse by no
yeah,
by Djokovic
right,
and
right,
Federer. He's been called worse. There's footage of him being cursed out by all these guys, and then he not deducting not 1 point.
right.
There's footage of him just this year of Rafael Nadal cursing him out, and he got deducted 1 point. So it's kind of like you're selectively enforcing.
Right.
Like you can't do that. If you're gonna do one thing with one person, you have to do it with the other. You should have no consistency.
Right.
Otherwise, you're showing favoritism, or you're showing something else that you're targeting one person.
By the way, did you hear the new thing that's today that the referees is threatening a boycott because they're saying that the federation that the organization doesn't back them. I'm like, they fined her. How's that isn't that backing you? They fined her $17,000.
Then have them, like
Replace them.
okay,
They
replace it.
don't
That's
even have
all.
they don't even
Okay.
have a union.
Okay.
Replace them. Nobody's
Okay.
here to see
All
y'all.
right.
Nobody's here to see y'all. Go ahead,
Yeah.
boycott it. Like, nobody's here to see you. We're here to see Serena. That's what we're here to see. So go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. Knock yourself out. Have a good time.
and,
But
and not only that, but how are you doing that? Because she, like you said, go ahead. I don't care, but that's a lot of nerve because like they fined her. They took your side because they fined her. They didn't have to fine her. If they thought that she was in the right, they would not have fined her. You know what I mean? Like they took your side by fining her. So
what they want blood. They want more. We want more. We want to get more.
yeah,
We
I'm
want to get
like,
more.
come on now.
No, you're not going to get any more.
No,
That's it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like no. So now you're showing obvious bias towards her. So
Right.
next time any of you people are refereeing her matches, you're going to show bias towards her.
Exactly.
So they should get rid of you just for that.
Just for that, right? Just for that alone, y'all shouldn't be able to to ref for any of her. I mean, well, according to her, she's like they're never gonna ref her game again. Anyway. That guy's never gonna do it again anyway. But like, yeah, like
And she can, and guess what? She
she
can do that.
right? She can do that, right? So, like, yeah, and like I said before, I ain't gonna say I was against Serena, but I saw both sides of it. But like the more facts that I hear, the more I'm like, all right, she was definitely in the right. And because I actually argued with somebody, I didn't argue with somebody at work. We was talking about it at work today, but I was just like, yeah, I don't know. She kind of does this when she gets frustrated. So, but then the more stuff I hear, the more it's like, all right, she definitely got done dirty. So, I'm definitely on her side with this, 100%.
Yeah, like I said, she throws hissy fits. She's not the first person. She's not the last person.
Right.
She, what you call it? People throw hissy fits in tennis. That's just.
Yeah, now the only thing I will say is she does have a bit of a reputation at this point. Like those other guys don't have a like they all had situations, but
John McEnroe had a reputation.
well, yeah, yeah, but that was a whole different era. So, but but yeah, like these guys now, like Djokovic doesn't have a reputation. Nadal doesn't have a reputation. They've done it before, but they don't have a reputation. Serena kind of has a reputation. So, but I'm still not excusing the fact that yeah. They because it's not like she was yelling and screaming at him anyway. She was calm the whole time. She was upset, but she was talking calm and like low, like she was just really clear on what she was saying, but she wasn't like yelling and screaming. The only thing she did was break the racket. Outside of that, but that happens every tournament. To somebody every tournament breaks their racket. I remember a guy they were showing us today where a guy just broke one racket, then he had the guy take it, then he grabbed another one, broke that one, took it. He just kept breaking all his rackets. I'm like, dude, like what are you gonna play with? Like how
You're
many
gonna
rackets
book a
do y'all
racket.
have?
It's just gonna be like
All over the place. Then you gonna get mad at the racket.
he's gonna
What
throw
are
it
you
to
doing?
He'll take a baseball bat and throw it back.
So yeah, it's just a
He's
lot.
like, it's out of here.
I'm like out of bounds. What? All right, time to wrap it up. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Yeah, just listen to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a bunch of listeners. We want feedback from you. So you know what I'm saying. We got one comment, and that comment was out of bounds. You know what I mean?
Out of bounds. That's a little constructive criticism. Nothing to be upset about. I wasn't tripping.
The comment was totally inappropriate, but all I want is positive shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, tell us how good we are. Don't tell us how bad we are.
you know what I'm saying? Tick our ass with a feather. You know what I mean? That's
Don't go nowhere near mine.
We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all next week. We should do picks for the week. But, fuck it.
Yeah, we'll line that up starting next week.
We'll give you our picks. Giants over Cowboys. 31-6. How about that?
Who the San Fran play? I forgot who he was. But all right, y'all. Next week.